There are 160 playable characters in the LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Now some of them are really interesting and cool, whilst others are maybe not so good. And that is what we're going to be focusing on today. We are going to rank the, in my opinion, 10 worst characters in this game. That said, let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have the Skiff Guard. Now the Skiff Guard just isn't a character I've ever played as before in free play. He's found in episode 6, chapter 2, the Great Pit of Raccoon, as a level enemy. He will shoot at you from across the level on Jabba's sail barge. Once you finish the level, you can then buy him in the shop, and you'll have him as a character to play as. But I just haven't ever played as him, so for me personally, he's quite a forgettable character. He does have a blaster however, meaning he can shoot enemies and defend himself, which is more than can be said for quite a lot of the other characters that you'll see on this list. In at number 9, we have the Imperial Spy. Now the Imperial Spy is obviously the boss from episode 4 chapter 3, Mos Eisley Spaceport, and he's a very strange character. When you unlock him to play as him, he can't really do a whole lot. He's got the walkie-talkie, which will play an absolutely hilarious sound, which is why he's number 9 on this list, because of the sound alone. I always found as a child that was an amusing sound. But other than that, he really can't do a whole lot. He can't attack, hasn't got any blasters, any ranged weapons, anything really. That said, if you use the walkie-talkie disable extra, that walkie-talkie will then disable droids when you use it, which is just incredibly niche. Because not only do you have to be playing as the Imperial Spy, you have to also be playing at a level with droids in it, otherwise the extra will do absolutely nothing. It doesn't work on Stormtroopers or any of the other enemy types, which just makes it quite a weird extra to have honestly, because it really doesn't serve too much of a purpose. So overall, base character doesn't do anything, and the extra you have to use to make this character do something has to be used in incredibly specific circumstances. In at number 8, we have Jar Jar Binks. Now Jar Jar being here probably won't surprise any of you at all. Jar Jar is found in episode 1 chapter 2, Invasion of Naboo. Now this level kind of serves as the Jar Jar tutorial in a way, because Jar Jar can high jump, that's his one redeeming quality. And to be fair, in the level you do actually have to use his high jumping ability quite a bit to progress. And the reason that Jar Jar specifically has to be the one to stand on them is simply because they're too high for Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon to jump to. Jar Jar does actually serve a purpose in this level, and this level only. That aside though, like I said, Jar Jar's got high jump, but that's about it. He can't attack, can't do any damage. So outside of episode 1 chapter 2, he really isn't all that useful. Coming at number 7, we have Dex the Jester. Now Dex is the owner of the diner that Obi-Wan sits in episode 2, while they have the conversation about the Kamino Saber Dart. And in this game, Dex can do absolutely nothing. He can't attack anything, can't use any abilities, any panels, he can do absolutely nothing. However, I like the way he looks in this game. He always looks kind of confused. So he's got quite an interesting idle animation. And he's also got 4 arms. The lower 2 are mainly positioned behind his back, and the top 2 just flail around. So interesting looking character, but he can't do anything. In at number 6, we have Boba Fett, Boy. Now this is the episode 2 version of Boba Fett, where he's a lot younger from Kamino. Now he can't do any fighting whatsoever. Now Boba Fett Boy can only access the small character hatches, that is the only thing he can do. He's got no weapons, he can't punch, he can't do anything else other than use these small character hatches. Now the problem with that is that there are a lot more useful small characters in the game. You've got Wicket, you've got the Ewok, alongside a few other characters. So Boba Fett Boy really can't do a whole lot. In at number 5, we have Anakin Skywalker Boy. Now Anakin Skywalker Boy is exactly the same as Boba Fett Boy, meaning he can only use small character hatches and do nothing else, no attacks or anything. The reason he's lower however, is because he uses normal Lego figure legs. He's a small character, yet he uses regular minifigure legs, which is just very weird to me. And honestly kind of triggering. Now the reason why is because they're trying to be accurate to the actual Anakin Skywalker Boy minifigure, who came in the Pod Racing Bucket set. He uses regular minifigure legs. But like at the same time, it doesn't really work for any of the characters in the game, because all the small characters with small character legs can use small character hatches besides Yoda. Yeah, Anakin Skywalker Boy has normal sized legs, but can also use small character hatches. So the logic doesn't quite add up there. And it's quite annoying in my opinion. Weirdly annoying. Coming at number 4, we have the PK Droid. Now the PK Droid is only seen in one level, and that is episode 1 chapter 1, Negotiations, the first level in the game. And all the PK Droid does is just walk around the level. You can see a couple of them at the start, and a couple of them are in the large hangar at the end. Once you finish negotiations, you can then buy the PK Droid from the shop. And when you play the PK droid, you will realise that he does absolutely nothing. He can't jump, meaning he doesn't have very good movement. He can't attack, he can't use any droid panels. He is completely useless. And in my opinion, the PK droid is kind of weird, because I don't actually remember the PK droid in Star Wars Episode 1 either. I'm sure he probably is there, because he wouldn't be in the game if he wasn't in any of the movies. But for me, it's just a bit of a weird choice for a character. In at number 3, we have the Ugnaught. Now the Ugnaught is found in Episode 5, Chapter 6, Betrayal of Bespin. And the Ugnaughts are the people in the workshop that rebuild C-3PO. Now when you're actually playing as the Ugnaught, he does have a couple of abilities. Firstly, his gun will zap droids and disable them, which honestly isn't too useful. This can be improved slightly if you're using the Super Zapper Extra. This can be improved slightly if you're using the Super Zapper Extra, which will, instead of disabling droids, just straight up kill them, which is quite useful. Additionally, the Extra will make the gun actually work on other troopers. If you use the Zapper normally on a Stormtrooper without the Extra, it will do nothing. But if you've got the Extra turned on, it will confuse a Stormtrooper, which is a small amount of functionality. Additionally, the Ugnaught is very small, so he is a small character, meaning he can use small character hatches. So he isn't completely useless. However, if you're looking for a small character, there are other small character alternatives that are, in my opinion, a lot better. The Ugnaught also looks quite weird, but I think the main reason is just his Zapper isn't very useful as a gun. You could use literally any other character with an actual gun, which will both work on droids and regular troopers without an Extra. So a fairly niche and fairly strange character overall. Coming in at number 2, we have Boss Nass, for very obvious reasons. Firstly, he's Boss Nass, and secondly, he does absolutely nothing. He is completely useless. He's got no abilities, no blaster, no ability to punch, no lightsaber, absolutely nothing. The thing that I find weird about Boss Nass is that his headpiece is all the same colour, which, to be fair, does fit in with the time period of the Complete Saga. The Complete Saga is a compilation of LEGO Star Wars 1 and LEGO Star Wars 2, and around that time if LEGO were to make large complicated head molds, they'd be all in one colour. I think if LEGO were to make a Boss Nass figure now, they would do dual moulding for the headpiece, so it would have several different colours, and look a bit more realistic to how Boss Nass actually looks. Because the large part of Boss Nass's head is his helmet, so that's why he has the strange head shape that he does. And finally, coming in at number 1, as the worst character in this game, in my opinion, is Chancellor Palpatine. Now you actually unlock Chancellor Palpatine in Episode 3, Chapter 2, Chancellor in Peril. He gets added to your party as a story character, and he can do absolutely nothing. He's got no abilities and no weapons. And I think for me the thing that's just so strange about Chancellor Palpatine is that he gets added in story mode as a character that you're supposed to play as. However, you don't use him in the level for anything, he doesn't do anything. You've got Anakin and Obi-Wan, who are your main characters can fight. And then you've also got 3PO and R2, who are obviously there for droid panels. And I would have thought, given that Palpatine and the Emperor are the same person, they would have maybe given Chancellor Palpatine some kind of Force lightning. I wouldn't say a lightsaber, I think that would be a bit too obvious. But definitely the dark side of the Force, I think would have been quite cool. Because you do kind of have that brief transition period in Episode 3, where Palpatine is transitioning from Palpatine into Darth Sidious, where he gets all scarred and beaten in the iconic I am the Senate fight. Overall, that is my list for the top 10 worst characters in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. When I say top 10, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I think the worst characters. Because can you really have a top 10 worst or something? Anyway, yes, the video on screen now is my last ranking, which is looking at the top 10 best characters in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. So if you've enjoyed this list and want to look at my favourite characters, give that video a watch now. Other than that though, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all later.